hello, church, wherever you are. This is Patrick Mead, and I'm in Brentwood as our team. Well, one of our teams just outside of the Nashville metro area right now, the other's in Brentwood. But we are doing our once every 3 month check-in with Mark and Jodi Bush. They are members of our safe harbor, and they sold their home, bought an RV, and are now full-time RVing, mainly out west at this point, but those plans can also be enlarged to other portions of the country. We're going to let them talk to us about that. But while they go places, they always invite our safe harbor members, if you're within driving distance, and I'll let you find what that is, that you come and join with them, or you invite them to come join with you, so that it's not just me going about doing house church visits, welcome home visits, but it's also a couple of our dearly beloved members. Cammie and I knew them when we lived out in Colorado, and we've been friends ever since. So welcome, Mark and Jodi. And in this Brady Box screen, you'll see below me our other two teammates, Dave Casserly and John Knutson. But hello, Mark and Jodi. It's been a busy few months, hasn't it?
Hello, and yes, it has. Wow. It's
how many miles have you driven?
Since our last live stream back in, what was that, September? 3,326 miles.
Wow.
Not to belittle that, but I've driven that much in the last month. So between house churches, visiting Duncan and the prison in Louisiana, it really racks it up. But I got better gas mileage in my Hyundai Tucson than you did dragging an RV.
Yeah, you probably hit double digits. We did not.
Yes, I do. But then only one of us is Scottish, so that's very, very important. Anyway, tell us a little bit about you. You've gotten to meet some people, but tell us about where you've been.
Well, I'll start out with some numbers that I pulled together last night. We've had 19 different stays around the Southwest and a little bit of Midwest. 13 RV parks, 3 Loves RV stops. Those were fun. 2 state parks, and one that's called Boondockers Welcome, where we basically parked in someone's driveway, plugged in, and spent the night. But the irony of those over 3,000 miles is we are currently about 22 miles from where we did our last live stream. Our last live stream was at Luke Air Force Base in Surprise, Arizona, and now we're up at Lake Pleasant RV Resort, which is about 22 miles northwest of Luke Air Force Base.
We just made a big circle.
Really big circle.
So you're basically northwest of Phoenix right now.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Well, tell us about any highlights that you had on this trip.
You want to chat for a while?
You go ahead.
Okay. See, I try to give her opportunities to talk.
Yeah, see, everybody, this is highly scripted, as you can tell.
Exactly. When we left Surprise, we went down to Tucson, stayed there for about a week, and we were able to meet with the Hoskins for dinner, late lunch, early dinner one afternoon, and also got to tour the facility that Taylor works at, that he volunteers at. He is basically managing a food distribution nonprofit organization, at least the food distribution part of it, which really flows with his background in grocery store management and so on. And it's just a phenomenal operation. I've never seen anything that was so in depth. It was overwhelming, to be quite honest, the system that they have in place. But it was great spending time with them, getting to know them, and we've become fast friends. And now we chat every once in a while by Facebook or text, and it's really cool making those connections with other Our Safe Harbor members.
Well, we sent some money to Taylor Hoskins charity there some time ago. And during the recent government shutdown, when a lot of our government employees were needing food banks, we reached out to him. And at that time, he said, we're doing fine. Save your money for now. Well, we went ahead and cut him a check recently. So he's getting another check for the food bank just because we love what he's doing. Plus, we love
awesome.
both the Hoskins so much.
Yeah.
It's a very impressive system they have, and they get a lot of donations from the local grocery stores and restaurants, I think. And they've really got a good network set up to bring in the food and then to process and have it ready to go out again.
Well, Taylor, if you are watching this...
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Taylor, if you are watching this, we need more song videos from you. All right, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, and actually, Taylor, if you want, what we can do is we can collaborate a little bit and record something for worship service, that kind of thing. I'd love that. I was going to say that one of the organizations, I don't remember exactly who it was, but they donated a food truck to them. It's not to be used for actual service. What they're doing is they're training people that want to get into the food trailer business. They have an on-site training program for them so that they can actually come in and learn what it really means to operate a restaurant out of the back of a trailer or a food truck. And it's a training platform, and it was awesome having that. They've also collaborated with the local, is it mining industry?
Yeah, there's a giant mine
right
down there.
And the mines, the mining company reached out to them and said, "How can we help? We love what you're doing here. How can we help you serve our community better? And we don't want to just write a check. What can we do?" So they've basically, the charity has given them space to come in and provide training for welders, because they have a huge need for welders in the area, in the mining industry. And they're actually having people from the community come in and learn how to do this so that they can in turn be hired by the company to come in and do the welding services that they need. It's just, who does that? That's just incredible. Choked up just thinking about everything they're doing.
Now, I don't know that we could call it a welcome home visit, but I'm going to, because you did meet with a bunch of our friends from Colorado Springs when you were back in that area and sent us a picture. Yes. I know there was, Fred and some others there. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So our home congregation that we were at for many years, Eastside Church of Christ there in Colorado Springs, quite a few of the members there have stayed connected with Patrick, and thus through our safe harbor. Fred and Erica Maxwell, Jeff and Katie Tyler, Mary Muth, so many others that wanted to be able to reach out to you guys. And the Tylers and the Maxwells were available one Sunday afternoon. We all went to lunch, and afterwards went and recorded a greeting video for you guys. And like I say, there's still a lot of support there.
And we specifically went back to Colorado Springs at that time because that congregation supports medical missionaries in Guatemala, Lisa and Kimmel Dunham, and they were back in town for Mission Sunday, and it was their 20th anniversary of working in Guatemala. And we've done mission trips with them, and we good friends, and we wanted to be there to celebrate with them. Yeah. So we made a point to be back in Colorado for that event.
That's wonderful. And by the way, if Fred and Erica are watching, and Jeff and Katie are watching, the video greeting that we did play before our worship at our safe harbor made my dear wife cry. She loves you guys so much, and she
Aw.
misses you. So it was a
Wow.
good cry. But we would love to see them again. Maybe we can find a way to get back out to Colorado sometime. But in the meantime, you
Right.
guys keep roving up. And did you meet any others? I don't remember if you've met any other RC Harbor
Yes.
folk.
There's two couples in Parker, Colorado, the Schweitzers and the Stewarts. And
Oh yeah,
we were able to coordinate with them. We met them for dinner one evening and just had a great time, got a photo with them. And it was just, it's like going home, really. I mean, it's every time we meet somebody from our safe harbor, it's like we've known each other forever within about 5 minutes. And being able to share stories, and how we met Patrick, how we know about our safe harbor, how we met Dave, that kind of thing. So it's just really it's really pretty neat getting to hear people's stories and being able to share those experiences with them. That's what we're about. That's what we want to do while we're doing this.
A preview of coming attractions is Rick is due to do our closing prayer this upcoming Sunday. So we'll get to see him.
Oh.
That is awesome.
Yeah, he's really pitched in and done a lot for us, and so have others from that foursome there in Parker, Colorado. We got to have dinner with them one time when Cammie and I and Dave and Barb Casserly were all staying out in Evergreen, Colorado, and they drove up to meet with us, and we had a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Any other highlights from this trip that you want to share?
Well, when we left Colorado again, we headed east and made our way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. As we mentioned before, Jodi serves on the board for Ciudad de Angeles, the orphanage that we support down in Cozumel, Mexico. I said board meeting, it's not right. We were doing a mission team planning session for the 2026 mission teams. And Jodi and our team host, which means we interface between the Ciudad director and the mission team leader that is coming down with his or her group. And we serve as kind of a liaison to basically get them to leave the director alone so the director can do their job, that kind of thing. But that was our planning session for that. And also just, go ahead.
You're just flashing that on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Watch this flashing the screen. But anyway, that's. I was just going to say that was just something that we needed to be able to do.
Yeah. Sometime when you're in the Tulsa area or Oklahoma City area, let us know ahead of time, and we will send emails to all of our folk in those areas and see if they can meet up with you. I've had as many, when I've gone through in a hotel, I've had as many as 28 show up, and I've had as few as 3. So you don't know what you're going to get, but it would be nice to have that opportunity.
Yes.
We only had maybe a month's notice that the meeting was in Tulsa, and we knew that we weren't going to be there too long. It was going to be a fairly short trip.
Intense.
And we had all the Ciudad meetings to deal with.
Right.
So we didn't publicize or try and check out anybody else at that point. But yes, if we get back in the area, we will.
Which we plan on, because there's things we didn't get to do or see because we were so busy with the meetings. One thing that was a little bit of a surprise there was where we stayed. We stayed at the Tulsa Expo campground, which is basically a huge fairground for the area.
It's the state fairground.
Yeah, state fairground.
Oklahoma State Fairground.
And it just happened to coincide, not that we were aware of this, but they were doing the Arabian and half Arabian national competition that week. So we got to go on a tour of the stables and
I was
I'm
about to
sorry.
say, those are horses for those of you who are not from the West. They didn't import a whole bunch of Arabians. Those are horses.
Yes, Arabian horses.
Fair assessment.
Thank you for
Yeah.
clarifying, because I was going to make a quip and then it wouldn't have made any sense to anybody.
No, that was good catch, Patrick. It was really kind of cool being able to see these horses. We got to go on a tour and everything. We got to see one of the horse shows where they were being judged. There were so many, and
They
we were
said, I think once we were told there were like 1,800 horses there
yeah,
for the show.
Wow.
it's just amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And we were camped. We had full connections. We were camped in between a Class A bus, which is a large drivable RV, and a horse trailer with living quarters in it that's set up kind of like a fifth wheel. And it was quite the interesting situation, to be honest, but pretty neat nonetheless.
Well, where are you, unless you've got other lists there that you want to read, I'm interested in where you're thinking about going next.
Well,
Go ahead.
real quick, we were planning to spend some time going through Arkansas. We were going to try to connect over there, but due to a family emergency, we had to make tracks to Texas pretty quickly. With Jodi's mom, as many of you are aware, thanks for all the prayers. But yeah, she's doing well. She's back home from the hospital and getting better day by day. But we did spend about a month in Texas, which is a little bit longer than we had planned on. And part of that was to see her. Another part of that, I spent 2 weeks in training. Well, I guess technically 2.5 weeks in training right before Thanksgiving. And which is another part of what we're doing with our retirement is creating another little income stream as we can, doing some RV repairs and RV inspections and stuff. So all certified, got that behind me, and now we can move forward again. And then after Texas, we made our way back over here to Arizona. We just had made pretty major upgrades done to the RV, allowing us to be able to be off grid a little bit. And basically what that means is we don't have to plug into power somewhere in order to be able to run our lights and our water pump and AC as needed, that kind of stuff. So making us a little bit more flexible so that we're not completely reliant on RV parks and spending a lot of money to stay at these resorts because they have power and we need it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where we are right now. As for where to next, tomorrow we're moving to Harvest Host, which is it's basically a membership subscription where we can go stay somewhere at a farm, a ranch, a winery, or whatever, golf course. Looking forward to those. We're going to be staying at an alpaca ranch about 25 miles from here, and
okay,
see what that's all about.
Well, here's a little pro tip: they spit, so just
I've heard
keep that in mind. Yes,
I'm thinking about wearing a face shield.
Jodi, if you can get video of that, that would help our views go way up, way up.
We'll find a way. Then we're gonna, after a couple of days there, that's really just to test out our new system, see what it's like, and get a feel for what it means to be off grid. Then we're gonna stay at another RV park nearby here because we've got some more errands that we want to run, a little bit of Christmas shopping, things along that line. And then we got to make our way to Las Vegas. Our two little grandkids are there, and and our daughter and her husband, and we're going to be visiting with them for Christmas. Get to spend the Christmas vacation with them. So we'll be in Vegas for about a week, and then we're moving down to Mojave Valley, Arizona, which is in the northwest corner, just south of Laughlin, Nevada. And we're going to be there for about a month and use it as kind of a base of operations. We'll be able to, we're about a couple-hour drive from Las Vegas, so we can go see the grandkids again. But we can also visit with anybody that's in that vicinity, that area that's the borders of Arizona, Nevada, and California, in that area for a full month.
Excellent. And that's as far out as you planned so far?
No, we've got a 3-month plan. We're a little over 3 months, actually. We'll leave there end of January and making our way down to Houston, Texas. In February, that's when the Ciudad Angeles board meeting is, and it's going to be in Cozumel this year. And we found out that you cannot get to Cozumel in less than 20 hours from Las Vegas or Phoenix. Houston, you can get there in just a few hours.
No good flights out of Phoenix or Las Vegas.
So it was
kind of surprising.
Yeah. So it was either Dallas or Houston, and
Dallas might still be too cold.
Might be a little chilly for us. So,
because we'll have to keep the RV from freezing up.
Right. So we'll be there for about a month while we do the board meeting and then come back. And then we got to go back again for our actual mission trip where we're hosting a team down there for a week.
But we have a lot of folk in that area. So when and if you get the time, let us know ahead of time and we'll let them know.
Yep.
That would include my sister who lives in Houston.
Awesome.
That would be nice.
That would be. And then the last thing that we have planned is end of March through about the 5th of April, we're going to be in Galveston. There's a bunch of RVers are gathering to have a little bit of a rally, and we're going to see what that's all about. But we're going to be available in the Galveston area, South Houston area, Port Aransas, I think. Aransas. I can't remember exactly how it's said. Port A, as everybody calls it. So we'll be in that area for about a week, the first week of April. And that's as far out as we planned.
All right. So I know everybody out there is dying to know, how is full-time RVing going now that you don't have 2,500 square feet to hide in? I don't know what your old house was, but now you are two sardines. She volunteers not bad, and she spoke first. Okay, that's high praise. How are things going?
Well, we're enjoying it. We've always liked travel and finding new and different things to do, and this is the ultimate travel and finding new things to do.
Yeah, exactly. We're really loving it. I mean, when we had this work done on the RV list this past weekend, Jodi's brother lives here in Surprise, and in a small apartment condo. And he offered it to us because he was out of town. So we were able to move into his place. And he apologized. He said, I know it's kind of small, so I know you're going to be a little cramped. I was like, are you kidding? It's more than twice what we're used to. It's 1,000 square feet. We don't know what to do with it all.
Yeah, I get that feeling. I haven't gone on a cruise in a few years now, but we used to go on cruises fairly often, once a year or so. And you'd leave the cruise cabin and go back to your house, and you're going, "This is massive. Who needs this much room?" Yeah. And yours is a cruise cabin
with the dog.
That's it's crazy.
With the dog, yes, a full-size dog. Yeah. So, but that you guys have
really
always
good
loved
right now. She's laying over here sleeping in the corner.
They make travel-size dogs. You don't have to have the full size.
Yeah, but, not our style.
Like
that one's a good one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right.
Yeah, I like full-size dogs.
Yeah. Well, we were looking for a dog many years ago, and everybody said, "Why don't you just get something small?" Whatever. And I said, "No, I want when you look at the dog, I want people to say that's a dog, not what is that or what type is that. They look at it, it looks like a dog, has a dog face, dog size, all that."
Yep.
So I'm with you.
Wow, It looks like it could have actually descended from a wolf once upon a time.
Right.
Not to knock
That's
small
right.
dogs; they have their place because
Oh,
we've
yeah.
got
Absolutely.
my
Just apparently
my
not in your
mother-in-law
RV. They don't have a
has.
place.
Right.
Granted.
We
No, my mother-in-law has a couple of smaller dogs. Jody's older brother had a couple pom-poms
Yeah,
and
Pomeranians.
Pomeranians, and also dogs, not people. And I don't know if there's a Pomeranian. Anyway, the don't want to go down there again. But yeah, they're cute, they're cuddly, they're fluffy, and then I can hand them back, go take some Benadryl, and I'm good to go.
Well,
I'm allergic to most dogs.
while we have you here, I would just like to invite other Our Safe Harbor folk. Let's say that you've got a business trip and you're going to be in Chicago, or you're going to be in Nebraska, or you're going to be somewhere for a week or so, and there are going to be a couple of free evenings. If you want, we can help you try to find people near you and come to your hotel for a couple of hours. Always meet in the lobby, never tell them where you live. And then, just visit with them and share stories, because this truly is a community. And people have remarked many times, as you did, Mark, that it feels like these are people that you know as soon as you walk in. When you share the Our Safe Harbor attitude and message, that just resonates, and you find people that are your friends as soon as you walk in. So if you're going to be traveling and you'd like to see if you could do a little welcome home in your hotel lobby area or meeting.
What I'd like to mention is that John and I have been working here fairly recently on some updates to the Our Safe Harbor website. And, previously, you could sign up for the welcome home tour and not even give us your address. And, I don't think that was intentional. I just think that that's just, we allowed that when people signed up. And now if you sign up for the Our Safe or the welcome home tour, then you're required to put in an address, because obviously we can't find you if we don't know where you are, and email address doesn't tell us that. And also we've updated where it's optional to give us your address when you sign up for the newsletter.
Right.
And if you're willing to give the address, then we can reach out to you and let you know if the Bushes or Patrick or somebody else is going to be in your area. And there's never any obligation to meet with anybody. It's just that we want to let people know. I mean, I was very confident the Hoskins and the Schweitzers and the Stewarts were going to be very interested in meeting, with the Bushes, and that's because we've met with them before. And but there's never any obligation, and we don't share your contact information with anybody without your approval. So it's
Right.
kind of neat.
It is. We're very serious about maintaining your privacy. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. That was one thing I was just going to say is, I mentioned in our last video that, I have a background in security. So believe me, I take security very serious, and have been entrusted with stuff before. So I have a background in that. And Jody's a very private person by nature, so makes a pretty good team. We stay fairly. It's hard to be private and be public at the same time, but we do our best. I've been watching Patrick for years and learned from him, so there we are.
Yeah, you're security conscious, she's private, says the people living in a trailer off grid in Arizona. We get it.
Exactly.
So
right. I've
Mark
seen
and Jodi, is there anything that you've learned? I mean, obviously, I don't think you anticipated the need to do the upgrades with solar and the batteries, or maybe you anticipated it, but just didn't necessarily know you needed it until you started to do the boondocking thing. But is there anything you've learned that maybe the other potential, either RVers or full-time RVers that might appreciate hearing?
Well, this is our second RV, and our first one we learned pretty quickly how reliant on power we would be. So we actually went into this one knowing that one of the first, or at least major upgrades that we would do would be to add solar and add batteries so that we could do some off-grid living. And that's so going into it like that, we did know that. One thing I would say, and I say this, I put a hat for just a moment because I am a certified RV inspector, is if you're going to buy an RV, I don't care if it's new or used, have somebody inspect it for you that's not a member of that dealership. Because when we picked up our RV, I knew more about our RV than the person at the dealership was walking us through and showing us things.
When we picked up this one.
Yeah, when we picked up this one. Because I mean, he's like, yeah, don't pull on that cabinet door because it's fake, you'll break it. No, that's where they put the Bluetooth receiver that you have to be able to access, and there's also a whole bunch of storage there too. Oh, I didn't know that. So that just means, dealerships, they sell hundreds of different types of RVs day in, day out. And for them to know every little detail about the specific one that you're interested in, it's not really reasonable. So one thing that when I'm going to do an inspection, I'm doing the previous couple of days worth of research on that specific model so that I know what to look for and what things should look like and should do, so that when I go in and I can test all of this stuff, make sure that it actually does what it's supposed to do. And that's what you're getting, is that peace of mind. So I know I just sounded like a commercial, but I would give that advice even if I weren't an inspector, because it's a pretty big investment. And as one of the instructors would always say, you wouldn't buy a house without having it inspected. Why would you buy a RV that you're going to live in and not have it inspected, even if you're only living in it on weekends? So anyway, that's one thing I would say, because you can really find out a lot about the RV that you're buying ahead of time and have a better idea of what to expect. It's a really good way to manage your own expectations. If that helps. Right. And I'm doing the thing with the watch again. Sorry.
We are we've blown past our a half hour, and that's all right. We don't have a deadline here, but anything that any of you guys want to say that hasn't been said?
I'm good.
Are we good?
I like finding out about this stuff. I mean, it's always a fascinating. It's not something I would probably find myself doing, but it's also one of those adventures that you kind of want to still know how it all works. And so it's pretty neat that you're intermixing, meeting Safe Harbor people, and you're attending online when you can, and being involved. Right. And then we're doing these live streams and all that stuff too. So it's life on the road is something that's probably foreign to a lot of us. Some of us aspire to do that in the future, and the rest of us are just kind of along for the ride. So I appreciate you just being open book and letting us kind of tag along. That's kind of a fun benefit.
By all means, we're loving it. We love the lifestyle. We love the freedom that it gives us. When we needed to get to Texas earlier than expected, it was a matter of calling the couple of campgrounds we had reserved and explaining the situation. They said no problem, refunded our money, and off we went to our next location. And met some wonderful people at the campgrounds as well. One lady in particular in Maybank, Texas, just bent over backwards when she heard what was going on, why we were there early and such. Is there anything I can do? How specifically can I pray for you guys? I was like, you never know who's going to reach out and offer to pray for you. And I'll take that every day of the week.
Yep.
Dave, did you about say something, or did I hear something?
No, I was just agreeing with what they were saying. It's really neat that that people are as accommodating as they are, and willing to help in any way you can. So that's really cool.
Well, guys, thank you for checking in with us and for being a part of our Safe Harbors Welcome Home team. God bless you, give you health, strength, long battery life in the sunshine of Arizona. And we look forward to videos from you, readings, communion, Jodi, a sermon, because I know
Sure,
you'd love to.
I'll get right on that.
If you
Okay,
want to write
all
it and Mark can deliver it, that's what Cammie does with Patrick. So
Well, Cammie would rather Ron deliver it because of his voice rather than mine, which sounds like Mickey Mouse visited Scotland once. We all would love to have John's
Really?
voice, but videos from you. But also just let us know where you are, and if you know where you're going to be and you think you've got some empty evenings, as you know, let us know ahead of time, and we'll reach out if we have folk that we know about in that area. All right?
Goes back to Dave's thing about please let us know where you are so that we can reach out if you want someone to know who you are, where you are. We would love to connect.
Sounds great. God bless you guys. Thank you for playing.
appreciate you. We'll see you later.
Love y'all. All right.
Bye.
Here you go.
Bye, guys.